The opposition accuses the majority and its representative in the Presidium, Ruslan Stefanchuk, of dictatorship, while the MPs continue studying the bill on oligarchs. After 2 hours of negotiations between the representatives of all factions, dozens of deputies at the rostrum, and an attempt to remove the first vice speaker, the deputies still vote for the document.
За 279.
2079 votes for. The bill passed.
President Volodymyr Zelenskyy was the one who initiated this bill. The fight against oligarchs is the part of his election program.
Oligarchs are sponging off citizens of Ukraine, people. They are the state of a small group of people who receive super profits. President Zelenskyy and his political force stood for fighting the oligarchs, for minimizing their influence on the state. And today we have approved a historical law.
The bill provides for the creation of a register of oligarchs, the criteria by which they will be determined influence on the political life of the country, media resources under control, significant assets and ownership of a monopoly business. The National Security Council of Ukraine is going to play the main role in identifying such people.
The National Security and Defense Council is a collegiate body. It is very difficult to arrange anything within the council, because there are different branches of government represented there. This is the security issue. It is the National Security Council. The question of the oligarchs' influence on the country is a question of security, so everything is logical here.
Secretary of the National Security Council Alexei Danilov thanked the MPs for the decision. According to him, the Council is already testing an information and analytic system for monitoring the actions of the oligarchs.
It is a third-class system with the highest level of complexity, which will be able to monitor all those people who, after the adoption of the law on oligarchs in the parliament, should be placed under our monitoring. The system is ready and it can work with classified documents.
After place on the list, an oligarch will face restrictions.
It is uncomfortable and unpleasant to be branded as oligarch. Limitations are not strict according to the law. That is, non-participation in privatization, a ban on financing the political process, and it is necessary to declare property as civil servants do. Also, everyone, namely state officials and politicians, who contact with oligarchs should declare those contacts.
This document was considered according to a special procedure, article by article, without statements by the authors of the amendments, and there were almost 1,300 of them. Opposition factions stood against this voting option and stated ineffectiveness of the bill countering the oligarchs.
In fact, there are no instruments that could be used to fight oligarchs. That is, we should be talking about fighting the monopolies and removing oligarchs from governing the state assets. Instead, very strange and unusual anti-constitutional functions are envisaged for the National Security and Defense Council. That is, to appoint this or that person as an oligarch.
Any oligarch can register the media for a foreign company that is not affiliated with him. If they want to privatize something, they will do it through some related companies.
Other MPs says that this is only the first draft law that starts de-oligarchization in the country.
The next step is the reform of the anti-monopoly legislation. We also regulate lobbying activities in order to regulate the ties of those who are interested in the approval of certain legislative initiatives.
The National Security Council will start forming the register of oligarchs immediately after the president signed the law, and in 6 months restrictions will be applied for those who are included in the register. Reported by Ksenia Boga, Yulia Krychkova, UATV News.